Hey, hello. Okay, guess it works now. We are starting our second session, and again, I hope you had a great day and you had a chance to stretch a little bit before you sit to meditate. For today, we have a very simple task. We will connect with our breathing, and I will share one technique to help us to connect with it. Huh, that's nice. Um, Check that your back is in the upright position and that your ankles and knees are comfortably placed. And connect to your breathing, and whatever I'm talking about, you can perceive it in some part of your conscious or mind, but you constantly check how you breathe, how you inhale and exhale. We are breathing with the lower abdomen, with our belly. Our chest remains calm and our shoulders are relaxed as well. You can check it, you can pull them up, move a little bit backwards, and then relax them. So this is how you know that you are relaxed. As you start noticing your breathing, I will tell you about very simple but one of my favorite techniques. Our breathing has a sound if you listen to it carefully. And when we inhale, it is used to say that there is a sound, so, that is produced. And when you exhale, the sound is like hum. So you can repeat to yourself in your mind when you inhale, it's like you're saying so, and when you exhale, you are saying hum. Together it is so hum. It has its meaning in the ancient language of Sanskrit. And it means I am he. So when you breathe in, you're taking in the whole universe, and when you breathe out, you're dissolving in the universe. It's a really nice technique for those who have active mind, like me, whose mind is full of different activities and there are a lot of thoughts. You can direct the mind activities to constantly repeating so when you inhale and hum when you exhale. And over the course of next 5 sessions, we will deep dive into this technique. It is very interesting, and I'd say it is multidimensional. For now, you can use it at any moment of time when you feel that you are somehow distracted with your thoughts. Let's make several full breaths, and I will repeat that the full breath is when you start to breathe with your belly extending, and then you take even more air into your lungs, and your chest is moving a little bit upwards. And when you finally get the full possible amount of the air into your body, maybe your shoulders or maybe your collarbones, they do that micro movement upwards. The difference today is that when we make a full inhale, we pause for a second before we exhale. We recognize that our body is full of air and that our body is full overall. And then we start exhaling, and our shoulders and core bones are coming back to their relaxed position. Our chest is constraining a little bit, and then the lower abdomen or our belly is constraining again as well. Those are really micro movements. You can exaggerate them to feel how the body moves, but when you get comfortable with this breathing, there is not much really going in your body. It's more that you understand how you breathe. And once more, we inhale, listen to our breath. If you want, you say so, not out loud, but just to yourself in your mind. You can observe how air is flowing into your body. And when you get most of the possible air, you pause for a second. You feel fullness. And then you slowly start to exhale 2, maximum 3 times. And then we return to our usual yogic breathing, or breathing with the belly, abdominal breathing. And we keep listening to the airflow. Our breathing is the expression of our energy flow. And when we connect to our breath, we connect to our own energy, unconsciously or consciously. It really depends on how you can feel the subtle levels, so-called subtle levels It is totally fine if you don't necessarily have this feeling of energy flow, and I would not recommend to try to think how it feels. All we do, we simply connect to our breathing, and this is totally enough. Because you will see how over time your mind flow changes and your mental state changes. And you can get pretty impressed with how far down the rabbit hole you can go with just connecting to the breath. Let's keep focusing on our breath, and at the same time, very softly and kindly, let's scan our body from the toes up to the knees and to the hips. Try to feel your legs and hips and lower body, your belly, your chest, your back. You understand that your eyes are closed, so this is something, some inner sensations that you are activating. And gently, let's feel our hands, again, fingers and palms, and up to the shoulders, via elbows. Feel the neck and head. And when you feel comfortable, try to feel or concise the whole body at once. Usually, when you start with such a practice, it is not that easy to grasp all the body simultaneously in your mind or to cover it with the consciousness. The mind tries to wrap together hands and legs and ears and nose, not knowing how to sustain at once all the parts of the body. But over time, you'll figure it out. And if something is not really working or you get anxious, you remember that you always return to the breath and you listen how you inhale, you cognize how air is entering your body through your nostrils and how it is leaving your body. And if there are many thoughts or you want to add something to the practice, you can always use Soham as we've just learned and recite So when you inhale and Hum when you exhale. Let's try to now scan our body in the opposite direction, and we will start from the top of the head. Bring all our attention to the highest possible place of our body and try to find with our inner sensations where there is a thin line between our body and external environment on the very top of our head. And as we find that area, it doesn't really matter if you can fix your attention there or it's floating. Let us move downwards, but not inside the body. Let's move on the outer line of the outer line of the body. So you will feel where the ears end and the space around you starts. And then you can feel where your shoulders are. And again, when you get there, you cognize where there is a line between the shoulders and the outer space, the space in which you now reside. And the same down the chest and belly and back and hands, hips and left leg and right leg. And try to imagine that whole line that you just now draw with your attention and with all that focus, and try to feel where the whole body ends and the so-called outer space, or simply the space in which you now sit, where that space starts. And you can try to breathe through that thin line, so as if you inhale through it and exhale through it. You can feel the warmth of your body. You can feel the coolness of your breath. And maybe you can see how your mind and your thoughts, they dissolve in your concentration, how they are not able to appear in your mind. And with all this together, let us bring all our attention into the very center of our chest, somewhere inside the body. You can visualize a little dot there, or some light, or you can feel some warmth. It is usually the area that people feel best, but as I said last time, if you feel that your meditation takes you somewhere else, make sure that you follow your meditation. So that if you feel that you want to concentrate more on the whole body or on your breathing, or it takes you somewhere, that concentration in a different part of body, don't be afraid to follow it. And from the center of the chest, we dissolve our focus, we dissolve our concentration, and we simply observe the state in which we happen to appear now. And it is very important to try not to judge. If you like the state or you don't like the state, it doesn't matter. What we need to learn is to become the observer to anything that is happening. So we change our perspective from controller and from judge of the situation to the observer. try to connect with the body again, and you can slowly start opening the eyes. Cognize the area around you, connect with the world, and we will finish for today. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday, you can do all the same practice by yourself or simply do some Soham meditation that we tried today. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 3 hours. And we will continue next Tuesday. Thank you.